Good morning. I'm Priscilla Case.
And I'm Jennifer Marsteller.
We're going to talk a little bit about our experiences here working for the Child Development Center, as it was first just really a preschool. And all of the present and past staff have their own story about how they became workers, got their jobs here. For me personally, I was a church member and I was on the board. And at that time, I was also asked to be on a subcommittee to determine whether or not we should start a full daycare. There were only about 3 or 4 children that needed this, but we decided it was a worthy thing to begin. And so that was the beginning of the daycare part of it. In 1983, after making decisions, being on the board for all the teachers here, I decided I really should come in and meet them. So I thought, well, I'll volunteer. And the director at the time said I could bring my 3-year-old son along and he could go in the daycare class because it only had about 7 kids in it. So I started volunteering in the 4s. And fun fact, one of my first students is now my dentist, Jen Risley. Then one of the teachers in the 3s was leaving because she was pregnant with her 2nd child and she wasn't planning on coming back. So they asked me whether I would like the position. So it was 3 hours a day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I thought, well, that's doable. Chris could come along, go in that daycare class. And I was offered $3.54 an hour. I got the extra 4 cents because I had a 4-year degree. No wonder they could charge such little tuition back then. So I obviously didn't take the job for the money, but that began my 35 years of teaching 3-year-olds here at Nativity. Now, throughout the years, there were many changes. The staff of women remains pretty steady, though. God bless Charles DeBone. When he was the director, he was the only man here having to deal with all us women. But I worked actually under 7 different directors during my time here. And through many renovations. Seems like they were always building or renovating something, and we had to try to maintain a little normalcy with the kids. And we even had an evacuation due to a gas leak during these renovations, and we had to walk the children over to Wegmans. I'll never forget that. But probably the worst moment that I remember was the first day of the Tuesday-Thursday preschool class when Karen Clemmer and I were trying to maintain normalcy after finding out on 9/11 what was happening to our world, a world that forever changed. But my fondest memories were the close relationships that I had with the staff. We had a lot of fun, we did a lot of laughing, and with the parents, who I still run into occasionally, and they recognize me for some reason, I don't know. I'm a little older, but anyway, one of the parents is now my primary physician. Another's my hairstylist. So, But most importantly, I remember the children, and I run into them too. And obviously a lot of them had fun here because they would come back for jobs in the summer. And, they just had a great time, I guess, and they remembered their years here with us. So as teachers, we all had the goal to provide a happy, safe, and educational environment to the children, and we certainly hope that we achieve that goal. June?
My turn. So I started here going on 16, almost 17 years ago. I started as a part-time job with my daughter actually having Mrs. K's as a 3-year-old teacher. And I started the summer after my daughter had Mrs. Faith for Busy Bees. I started part-time. I was just going to do it for a little bit. The little bit has been 17 years. I had my son here. We went through cancer here. We went through death here.
Yeah. But we had the friendships to help pull us through, right? Yeah, we all helped each other
But
out.
we actually met for lunch, 3 weeks ago, to write this speech we were going to share. We never got to that because we spent the whole time catching up on our family, staff that had worked here. Because what happened was we got like a whole second family with the staff, a whole second family with these kids. Melania and Aviana, legit, I've known since they were 3. I honestly, my goal now is to outdo her.
No one will.
So
No one will.
hopefully I'll still be here in the next 50. The other reason I stayed was the flexibility with my kids. My kids are very involved. My son's hockey game starts in 10 minutes.
So make this quick.
So I had to go super quick. But it was more than just the job here, and it always will be. So here's to another, how many were you here?
I was here 35. You
Okay,
have another
so-
18 years.
Well, maybe I can do 20, we'll see. College to pay for yet.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you were a past or prior staff member at Nativity, could you stand up, please? That means you guys, too.
Yeah.
Current or past.
Come on, Hyatt. Yeah.
If you had a child that went to Nativity, or you went to Nativity, or know someone from Nativity, Early Childhood Center, if you could stand up, including our kiddos we have now.
Thank you for coming.
So thank you all for coming and sharing this day with us, and thank you, Miss Kim,
Yeah.
for all your hard work in the last couple weeks.